So this is number 5, card number 5 of the full deck challenge. So I'm using the number 5, and here I'm just putting on some matte medium because I'm going to stick some tissue paper to it. These are the backings of napkins, so keep them. They're good for all sorts of things, and this being one. So I'm just dabbing down any kind of like air bubbles because I don't want any bumps or lumps in this one. Then I dried it and I cut around the edge. Then I've got some gesso, so I just put a tiny little bit of gesso over the whole card and I dried that. See how quick that was? These are my homemade coloured sprays. These are, I've been asked about these lots recently. So these are just acrylic paints with some water and just a drop or two of alcohol. You don't have to add the alcohol, but I do. I just think it makes a little bit of a difference. Not a great deal. Some people use a lot more alcohol in their sprays, but that's just how I do mine. So I got myself one of these little fan brushes and I thought I'll test it first. I got it all up my arm and everything. I think I showed you that in a minute. So it kind of went everywhere. So after spraying that on, or splattering that on, I realised that I'm going to be covering up the splatters because my focal point is going to be covering up them splatters. So obviously I dried this and then I come back in with the black. That's just black acrylic paint with some water. Just put a tiny little bit on there and went round the edges more than anything else. And dried that again. I like to dry in between adding the paints. So on the back, which I forgot to do with 1, 2, 3 and 4, was put some coffee dyed paper on there. You could use any paper, but I just used coffee dyed paper because I've got lots of little scraps of that. And then I trimmed around and then I just sprayed this. I didn't dry in between. I just wanted a bit of colour on the back, didn't want it to be so bland. Excuse me. Then I've done some stitching and I've done the little ruffle thing. I've seen lots of people do that. This is just a scrap piece of Edith Holden and just tore a little bit off. This is just to make a little tab. And yes, I could have sewed the tab on, but I wanted to staple it on because I want to have loads of different looks on there, like the stitching, a little bit of staples, and as you see in a minute how I actually embellished the card. So the green, blues and yellows are my favourite colour at the moment, so you'll probably see me do a lot more things with them colours. So butterfly, a little Tim Holtz paper doll, or a little people as I call it. The butterfly I put onto some paper. Actually it was like a thin cardstock, just to make it a little bit more sturdy because that was a sticker. The stickers I think was from Taperlogy. Then I just put the glue on the back. This is just such a quick and fun little project to do. Just pull things out your scrapbooks if you want to. There is a Facebook group and it's called Full Deck Challenge, so go over to Facebook and search that, and it's Shinuki Art. Then here I put explore, be free, and that was it. It was all done. Quick and easy was that. I was going to put wander on, but it was just a bit too much. Yeah, I had to fiddle around with the words because they were a bit wonky, but there you go.